Where my girls at? Where my girls at? Independent, free spirit. Ooh, it's something serious. Where my girls at? We link up in a cool minute. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. Where my girls at? It's going down, down. It's going down tonight. We going out tonight. Yeah, right. We going out tonight. It's going down tonight. Yeah, right. It's going down tonight. We go.
The evening. There's that music. It's going down. We got issues. Yes, yes, yes. That means we are here. We are here. We are here. Well, my goodness, 6 o'clock rolls around fast, y'all. 6 o'clock has never rolled around so fast in my doggone life. We are here. Sabrina, Katrina, Gloria, and Kenny Monday. He is our special guest, but he's like an honorary member of the Girlfriend Show. Yes, yes, yes. We are here. Katrina is out. Yeah, give my man a big round of applause. Yes, 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 yes. Olympic gold medalist in the sport of wrestling, first African American to earn that honor. And, you know, it's always good to have him. Katrina is out on personal business today. We will miss her. She'll be back tomorrow. Girlfriends, how's it going? Today we are talking all things NCAA Wrestling Championship. I mean, it was Chrisette's first rodeo, her first time ever attending a wrestling match. You talking about new eyes. You talking about newfound excitement. She's going to tell us all about it. She's got her Princeton colors on today, and that's good. Gloria was there for Quincy's he's a four-time state champ, and Gloria was in the audience for that championship. And so these aunties, you talk about girlfriends, never knew anything about the sport, but that's a true girlfriend to find out about it and cheer. And so we're going to talk all about that as we go on. But it's a lot going on in the world. I don't know about you guys, but I've been watching the hearing and trying to keep my religion all at the same time. It's a lot to do, okay? It's a lot to do. So we'll talk about that. We'll talk about this virus. Even though it doesn't get a lot of airplay, it's still out there.
Needs airplay.
Yes, we got to still talking about it. I mean, Europe is going through it all over again. China is heavy into it. And the trend has been everything that's there has been coming this way. So I read something this morning that said June, get ready for another surge. So we just have to continue to pray and be vigilant. Gloria, how are you today?
Girl, you start talking about all these things going on. Plus, the China bug is going to be flying out the air in Maryland. They said this big old bug is going to be coming and dropping all over America, just like this, all over Maryland, just like the cicadas came and dropped all over us. So I was at the hairdresser today, you know, getting it laid, dyed, you know.
That's good.
It's right and laid to the side. Okay,
laid to the side. I couldn't even remember what it was. I knew it was something like that. But they're talking about these serious beetles that are going to drop from the air, y'all. At least the cicadas came up through the ground. But these things are going to drop from the air pretty much in the state of Maryland. It's crazy. It's just so crazy. But I'm going to tell you, I'm excited about this. I'm excited about this conversation. I totally remember watching my first wrestling match, asking them, what is that? What is that? And I still, what is he doing? Just
well, who is winning, right?
Yeah, we was winning. All we did, this has been such a great time winning. And look, I was barely around the corner, making it to the show. But I was like, oh no. After yesterday and losing all respect for Chrisette's birthday, I was like, oh no, I'm going to be on this show because they're not kicking me out of the friendship group. Okay, I am not getting kicked out for real. We're giving Katrina prayers, but I'm excited. Chris, what's happening? What's happening? You got your voice back from screaming over the weekend, celebrating your LV cake and all that stuff?
Yes. Listen, I'm celebrating all month long. I promise you, March. Listen, I celebrate all month long. Just had an amazing birthday. Oh, that's so awesome. Still celebrating. I had thank you, Michael. I had an amazing birthday weekend. First of all, to be able to go to my very first wrestling match. It started with wrestling. Who would have ever thought my birthday would start with wrestling? And so I was so excited. Sabrina and Kenny were coming to town. Quincy had made it to the NCAA wrestling championship.
Yeah, let's just stop right there. That's
okay.
Growth. That's growth. The first day she was called the NAACP.
Shut up. Shut up. Okay. Whew. I said, okay, I got to get the letters right. And I mean, it was just a joy to be there, the energy, the excitement. You know, I didn't, and I know we're going to talk about it later, but from a novice perspective, somebody that the only wrestling I ever remember growing up was Bobo Brazier and Hulk Hogan. And, you know, that was more theatrics and so on and so forth. But to be at a real wrestling match and to know everything that went into it was just so amazing. So it started off with that, and then celebration Sabrina and Kenny at the house. We had cake, lots of cake.
The cake.
That cake.
Let's talk about the cake, y'all. I mean, we're gonna get into wrestling, but come on, y'all. A Louis Vuitton cake. I never seen one in my life. Triple layer. I mean, Chris, talk about that cake. And Chris, Kenny just had some today.
I just finished my last
cake home, and Kenny had cake today. I said, "What you eating? Cake."
Well, you guys, I'm telling you, we have a young lady here. She is amazing. She's an amazing cake designer. But let me tell you something. Normally, when you have beautiful cakes, I shouldn't say normally, many times when you have a beautiful cake, the taste is lost. It's beautiful, but it don't taste that great.
Right.
Or, you know, it's not a pretty cake, but it tastes wonderful. But when you can find somebody that can have a fantastic, beautiful cake and it tastes good, amazing. Alindria, got to give a shout out. Alindria Matthews, A&R Bakery. She did Buddy's and Angelica's cake for their wedding. She is just phenomenal. So those of you that are listening in the Detroit metropolitan area, absolutely check her out on Instagram, A&R Bakery. So I saw on Instagram, I saw this Louis Vuitton cake and I was like, oh my God, that is so fabulous. I screenshot it, sent it to her, and I said, that's the cake I want for my birthday. And when I tell you, she nailed it to the T. It was beautiful, but like I said, Kenny and Sabrina can attest, it tasted absolutely amazing.
I'm serious. Best cake I've ever had. Seriously, best cake I've ever had. I mean, really. And she does this part-time, y'all. Part-time. I was like, we gotta promote her and get her to do this thing full-time. Beautiful.
Yeah.
And Katrina's like, I want some cake. I mean,
I know. Perk talking about, hey y'all.
I was like, you could tell that she did not skimp on the ingredients. Beautiful, rich, just the right. I mean, Kenny's a chocolate connoisseur. So we had the Louis Vuitton cake, and then there was another cake. We had a little bit of both. Kenny, did you love it? Look at his mouth. It's like, that cake was good. Kenny, what do you think about the cake?
The cake was delicious. It really was delicious. So thanks you ladies for having me on the show today. We got issues, but yeah, it was an incredible birthday celebration for Chris. I mean, the cake was. I just had my last piece today. I thought I better eat it before Sabrina got to it.
You guys.
I had
right. So it was
kind of cakes. I had the yellow cake and the chocolate cake together. It was delicious. And
I mean, Kenny was over there throwing down. Yeah, Kenny said, "Give me. I want a slice of both. Give me the yellow and the chocolate." And he mixed it together with some ice cream. He was over there, swinging his foot, humming. Oh, it was good to Kenny. Okay, so yeah, it was awesome. And she's a nurse. I mean, she's over other nurses. I don't know her title right now, but when I tell you, she a phenomenal woman all day long as we are continuing to celebrate Women's History Month. This woman right here, she got it going on. So anyway, it was an amazing weekend, but I'm excited to talk about wrestling. Yes.
Oh my goodness. Before we go on, Gloria, say hello to the people and let's talk about Katanji for a little bit. The hearing, you guys, the hearing, the
Yeah.
hearing, the hearing. I mean,
Yes.
she's handling it, but it's tough. That I mean,
tough.
honestly, it's really like, to me, they're hitting below the belt in some areas, and it's embarrassing. It's quite embarrassing that they would send a woman through this. The first Black female candidate.
It's almost like they can't resist having to drug her through the dirt. They just cannot stand tall, because when they started talking about this, they were going to stand tall. They was going to be fair. They were going to do the right thing. They were just going, but they just can't. It's like they just can't help it. They just have to drag her through, and they're going to places that is so obviously not backed up by facts. Things that are obviously making them look bad, but they don't care if they look bad. It's something about this sort of, especially a Hawley guy. He doesn't care how he looks in any circumstance. He was the one talking about January 6th, didn't have a care in the world. So it's amazing how they're willing to drag everything through the woods. I mean, asking her questions that have nothing to do with her ability to judge on the case. Nothing to do with it. You know,
it's idiotic. It's idiotic. It's embarrassing. It's really sad that this is the state of our country.
But I'll tell you what. Let me tell you this. If you look in her eyes, she is ready. She is ready. She is prepared. Yeah. She has all the people backing her up. She got stuff on this side, stuff on that side. She looks over here. She sees her parents. She looks over there. She sees her daughter. She looks behind her. She sees her man. I mean, she is composed with so much fire. And I'm fortified. That's a great word. She's very, very fortified. And you can feel it. I'm so excited to see the Black women that are at such high levels in the art of law coming to her defense on every channel possible. They are being, and did you guys see all the law students that are descending on the city just to see this go down? No. It's amazing to see all the Southern University law students came in buses. Yes,
really?
It's a lot.
Nice.
It's a lot. Yeah, very nice. Very nice. So it's galvanizing as well.
Yeah, and you know what? And
well,
I just
they know she's going to be confirmed, and so they really just speaking to their voters, and they're trying to focus on the next elections. And unless she's going to be confirmed, they know that. They're just trying to attack her and kind of show that they're attacking to their voters to get those guys riled up. And so that's really what it all comes down to.
Right. It does come down to the vote.
And one of the other things that it really teaches us, because you're watching it and your blood is boiling and you can find yourself, just talking to the TV. But I'm going to tell you, I watched her and the lesson that she's teaching is how to be cool under fire. When I tell you, she has kept her composure. She has listened. I mean, I can see her eyebrows go up a little bit intensely, but she refused to let them push her button to the place where she becomes the quote unquote angry Black woman. So I was sitting there saying, girl, you handling it, handle your business. She know how to answer those questions. I said, and God gives everybody, because you know what? I probably would have been not confirmed like an hour in to the conversation.
For sure.
No, she can't do it. She can't do it.
She is not the one. She is not the one. Well, you guys, there's a lot to keep our eye on. There's a lot to be prayerful about. A lot to be excited about in this life. It is called life. And so that's why we are grateful for this platform to talk about it all. We are girlfriends. We have a rich friendship, 30 years of friendship. We have each other's backs. And so we always want to be powerful, positive, not Pollyannish. We talk about it all. Sometimes it's easy. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes it's deep. Sometimes it's just surface. Sometimes we just want to laugh. Sometimes we listen to music. But we want you to always tune in daily, Monday through Friday, 9-10 a.m., the Superstation, the only African-American talk show in the Detroit, Michigan area. Because we are on the web. You can catch us on YouTube, on Roku. Where else? Well, we're going to a break, but when we come back, we're talking NCAA NCAA Wrestling Championships. Quincy Monday was a runner-up, hard-fought battle, made history for Princeton University. Chrisette was there. Kenny Monday was there, and Sabrina was there, and Gloria was the fly on the wall. We're going to talk about it all when we come back. Got to pay some bills. We'll be right back. We're back. Hey, we're back. We got issues with Sabrina, Katrina, Chrisette, Gloria, and today, my man, my main man, my husband, my boyfriend, Kenny Monday. Yes. We've been married almost 28 years. Is it 28 or 29, dear?
Oh, Lord, don't ask him on the radio like that. Just go with the 28. Just go with the 28. Oh, okay, help her, Kenny. Help her.
It's all good. You know, it's all good. But yes, Chris.
Tell Kenny he needs to unmute.
Kenny, you got to unmute. Okay.
There you go.
Gotcha. Okay, well, we're back and we're talking a lot today, early in the show, but today, tag a girlfriend who has a child in sports. Tag a husband who loves wrestling or any kind of sports, because we are talking the highest level of sports, the NCAA championships in wrestling. Chrisette, I know we got a lot of chat going on in the chat. Recognize some of our tribe there. Would love that. Who we got?
Oh, absolutely. You know what? We are so excited about all of you that listen to us, and especially those of you that are watching us on Facebook Live. We have Donna Miles, and they're talking about the cake. They want some of that cake. They want me to ship them some of that cake. Okay. Donna Miles says she can't do the bugs. You know, when Gloria was talking about the bugs, I was like, oh God, I would have to move from Michigan until that season was over. And Carolyn Muse, you know, she's one of our faithful followers. She's welcoming Kenny Monday. She's excited to have you, Kenny. Let me see. We have Casey McKinney. You know, she wants some cake. And Amelia Fielder. I mean, they are all excited to be here. And I love what Judith John said. You know, when I said, I don't know if they wouldn't have confirmed me, but this is so true. She talks about emotional management and intelligence. We got to have emotional management and intelligence. And so we're excited. B. Flemings is here. So the chat is lit up, and I'm sure they're going to have more to say as we delve more into this talking about wrestling.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, I think we did a good job. Chrisette being there. I was too nervous to be doing all that IG Live and Facebook Live. Chrisette was documenting it all. I was like, girl.
I threatened her. I said, no, Chrisette. Nah, don't turn it off. I called her. Don't go from Facebook Live to Instagram Live. I can't follow you.
I was all over the place.
You guys, well, let me just introduce it to say, and Kenny can kind of give us some background.
Yeah.
The NCAA Wrestling Championships, it's like the Super Bowl for the NFL. It is like the NBA Championships for NBA basketball. Well, the NCAA Wrestling Championships for Division I, that's what it's like for college wrestling. It is the pinnacle of success for the end of the season. The best of the best come to compete. Division I college wrestling. And so Kenny participated forever in that college tournament. So Kenny, give us a little background on that tournament, and then we'll talk about having a son competing at that level and how very proud we were.
And how it was for when he was there, because I like the journey, because Kenny was there and what it was like to be there, and then to come back as a son. That's crazy. That's just crazy.
Right. Oh, it's so many stories that go on to this this year's championships. It's NCAA wrestling tournament is it's one of the oldest tournaments in the sport. It dates back to like the 1930s, early 1930s, and so it's been going on for a long time, and it's the best of the best. It's kind of like the Final Four in basketball. It's the tournament, and so the guys got to qualify to get in the NCAA tournament. They take the top 32 guys around the country to qualify for the tournament. Then they seed the guys 1 through 30, and so Quincy came in as the fifth seeded wrestler of the tournament. And so of course you got the 1 seed, 2 seed. The number 1 seed got upset. The defending champion, David Carr, got upset in the quarterfinals of the tournament, and Quincy, then the guy that Quincy beat in the semis beat the guy that beat him in the quarters, and so we were thinking, we went into the tournament thinking that Quincy was going to get the number 1 seed, defending champion David Carr, in the semifinals. And so we didn't get to wrestle him because Quincy haven't wrestled him, but he got beat. He actually came back and got 3rd in the tournament, and so that's how good he is. And it's crazy story because I wrestled David Carr, the number 1 seed. I wrestled his dad in 2 of the finals of the NCAA tournament.
Oh, that was whose dad that was.
Yep.
Oh.
Yeah. And so
his dad was there was his dad there? Come on. There's some, don't be sliding over that good tea right there. That good tea is right there. That's some good tea right. So his dad is there and you're there, and Quincy
his dad, his mama, his brothers, his sister, everybody.
We go way back because we wrestled all through college. I beat him, and he beat me. I beat him. He beat me in 2 of the NCAA finals, 2 years in a row, back to back. My sophomore and junior year, and double overtime. I mean, like the craziest match ever. Then I came back and beat him later on, trying to make the Olympic team. But yeah, we had 2. He was my nemesis in college. And
did he go to the Olympics as well?
He did. We were in the same weight class in 1988. We graduated in 1984. He's a year before me. And then I beat him, and then he went down to the lower weight class. And then we actually trained together. We both made the Olympic team in 1988. And he was a weight class below me. He ended up getting a bronze medal, and I ended up getting a gold medal. So we were able to, and once he went down to the lower weight class, we actually trained together. So it's like our nemesis training together, right? And so, so we became friends, and we were teammates, and we were friends throughout that whole period of time. And so we actually saw Nate the night before at this super matches party, his JV party, before the matches. So we hugged and talked about our boys meeting in the semifinals, and it didn't happen, but maybe it'll happen next year because maybe they'll be in the same weight class next year. We'll see. But just an incredible tournament. Quincy was seeded 5th, and then he beat the guys to get to the finals. and then he had a really close match in the finals, and he lost to the number 2 seed, the guy that was the number 2 seed in the tournament. He lost to him in the tournament, real close match. So, but it was a crazy tournament. I mean, that tournament, you always see, you just never know what's going to happen. Penn State they're the king of the tournament now. They had 5 champions.
I saw that. Jeez Louise. They had 5?
5 champions, and 4 were defending champions. Had won it the year before.
Amazing. Yep.
And they all in the 4 champs were black. They had all 4 of the champs were black guys, and so it was really an amazing deal that they were able to win that title again.
So does that takes their program like way up there, like
absolutely.
Because Iowa was
they got a
the top program, right? Was Iowa the number 1 program at one time?
Yeah, yep. They actually won last year. Iowa was the champions last year, and so Penn State had won the year before that, and they're in the top. I mean, they had won like 4 in a row before that, and they lost last year. Then now they're back on top. So it's they got incredible.
Seriously, back on top. That's serious.
And their coach, Cale Sanderson. Cale Sanderson is their head coach at Penn State. And he was a 4-time undefeated national champion when he was in college at Iowa State.
Four-time?
He was a 4-time NCAA champion, undefeated. Never lost.
And that's a rarity. That is so rare.
So that means freshman, sophomore, like that, Sabrina?
Yes. Kenny said freshman, sophomore, junior, senior. No one has ever done that before in the history.
No one.
No, 4 times. You guys, I mean, that is
it's so hard.
It's almost impossible.
It's so hard to win.
It's so hard to win. So hard to win.
I was in the finals 3 times, right? I lost my junior senior year, and I ended up winning my senior year at Oklahoma State. So I was in the finals 3 years, but I won my senior year. And but it's an incredible tournament. So fun to watch. But if you're gonna watch a tournament, that is the best tournament to watch. It's like the greatest show on earth, in our opinion. So
for wrestlers,
that is
really is.
Best college tournament in the world. There's no other stage like that. There's no other stage like that other than the Olympic Games and maybe the World Championship. The World Championships isn't even like that because you don't have all the audience and the fans there right there on the mat. And
20,000 fans. 20,000 fans.
Wow.
But when you were searching for tickets, I was like, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, I know we have a lot to you guys. Let's go to this clip, you guys.
Yeah, during the tournament, it's like 8 matches going on at one time. And then
when it
all
first
comes down to the
starts.
final match, you only get 1 match. And so that's a really cool display. Real nice showcase.
Yeah, Kelly Ripa, who has the morning talk show. She is a wrestling mom at Michigan. Her son wrestles from Michigan. Is it U of M or Michigan State? Which one is the blue and yellow? Which
University of Michigan. Michigan.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kelly Ripa, you guys, when I tell you she's a wrestling mom, let's go to a clip quick of Kelly.
Yep.
Kelly Ripa. Kenny's been to her house. They're our friends. Let's listen to Kelly talk wrestling.
The aunt of an All-American.
No audio, Dorothy.
The aunt or the aunt?
The aunt.
The aunt or the aunt?
I'm from the Northeast, the aunt, but
Dorothy, no audio.
Aunt.
I say aunt.
You say aunt.
I say aunt.
It's got to be louder, I think.
Right. While Dorothy is getting that, oh my goodness, the chat is lit up. Carolyn said the match was awesome. First time I ever watched college wrestling. My sons played baseball and football. This was a great experience. So please let me know whenever Quincy wrestles so I can watch. I was screaming at the TV.
Her nephew is a 141-pound All-American.
Wrestling? When you give weights, it's wrestling.
Ask me how I know this.
How do you know about the 141er, Kesley?
Thank you for asking, Ryan. I spent my spring break at the Big Tens and the NCAA Finals.
You watch some tourneys in the arena?
So I watched
some
the
tourneys?
Big Tens in a hotel room.
Hey, Kenny,
Which
I have a
I don't want to
question.
brag,
I have
but
a
the
question,
University
Kenny.
of Michigan
don't understand
took
it. It
first
may be
place
elementary,
in the
but
Big
why do
Ten.
they call
First
him
time
Steve?
since 1973.
Wow.
Yeah.
Our birth year.
Like
Yes.
he's
Your
the
birth
third
year.
seed,
Yes,
or
our collective.
I
It's
just
a
thought that was
birth year.
interesting
No,
language.
And then, of course,
That is a
followed up
that
by
is. I'm not for sure why they
the
call it seed.
NCAA
I'm not for
Finals,
sure if they
which
just,
I thought because
you know, it's
I'm
just,
really
because
an
they,
athletic
like when they do the
rube,
seeds,
I
they
thought
call
that was
those the
only
seed,
basketball.
the seeding.
Yeah, no.
I had
meeting.
no
Yeah.
idea
So
that
the
it
seeding meeting.
stretched beyond
So I think it's just
basketball.
But
the
now you
placement of
understand
the
wrestling and the
athletes.
nuances
And I'm
of
not
it
for
because
sure why
Oh,
they
I've
call
got
it
it all
seed.
figured
It's
you
out.
a
sent
good
me
question. I
video
don't know
of
if it's just
a
like,
bunch of
plant the
wrestlers
seed,
all
plant the seed,
wrestling
plant
at the
the
same
seeds.
time.
I'm not
I
for
don't know
sure
how
how
you
they
focus
I'm
on
going
it.
to tell you. Well, let
It's a
me get to
seeding
the.
meeting
Let me
before
get
they
to it.
set
Okay.
Got some
seeds up,
stats?
So yeah, so
question.
Okay, so the
Michigan
audience can
finished
hear the
second
audio, but we
overall in the
can't. It's all good.
NCAA
We're gonna come back
finals.
and hear it.
They're
I'm
runner-up.
glad you
So
guys can hear it.
Okay.
We gotta take a break.
Penn
This is
State
juicy
won.
Penn
good.
State
We'll be
was
right back.
okay.
Nick Suriano, our 125-pounder, great New Jersey wrestler. You can tell a New Jersey wrestler from a mile away because they wrestle with the heart of warriors. There are warrior hearts there. And Nick Suriano, University of Michigan's 125-pounder, won the whole thing.
We can't hear the video.
And then we have
that
University of
she's
Michigan
playing.
has 5 All-Americans. Composto, you're not the only
Composto.
one. Nick Suriano, of course, Will Lewan, Cam Amin, Logan Massa, Miles Amin, Mason Paris. Logan Massa is the kid I told you about who, even though he's from Michigan, I believe at some point his mother ingested water from New Jersey because he
He has the same
wrestles
heart with that
the
heart?
heart of a person
Yeah,
from New Jersey. You know what I mean?
What does it take to be an All-American?
You have to finish at top 8 in your weight class.
In your class.
Overall in the country.
It is the hardest. I think it's the
It's all
hardest
sacrifice.
physical sport,
Yes.
or one of in the world, right?
Yes. Yep. It is. I mean, I believe.
You exert so much. You need so much energy and endurance. too.
And these men, I don't want to call them kids because they're grown-ups. These men are such extraordinary. I know my son Joaquin is a freshman, but to have these men as mentors is everything. They
So
are
you're watching.
extraordinary.
You're watching those men compete. And Joaquin, where's Joaquin?
So Joaquin, as a freshman, is not in this tournament, and I say this freely, thank God. I don't know.
Do you
It
worry?
It took years off my life
Just seeing those kids,
watching
or
these
adults.
young men
Yeah.
who are extraordinary. Like, I'll give you an example. This Cam Amin, who is from a wrestling dynasty. His cousin Miles was bronze medalist at the Olympics this past summer.
Wow.
And, you know,
It's in the family.
They are a dynasty of wrestlers. And Cam, in the middle of the team photo on the stage for the finals, he calls all the kids that aren't wrestling on the tournament down so that they can be a part of this.
That's the heart. There's heart.
This is the guy that says, "Hey, we need all of our guys. We need our whole team, not just the guys that wrestled in the tournament. We need everybody on." You know, like thinking of that. I was like, not thinking of that at all. I was like, "Where do you think you're going?"
When you're like, do you see injuries? What happens?
It's
like
brutal. It's the brutality when you see these guys.
We're back. Okay, Gloria's going to turn her audio down. We're back. Thank you for checking in with We Got Issues, you guys. Did you hear? Well, our Facebook audience heard that wrestling mom, Kelly Ripa. She's so excited about wrestling, right? Gloria, just give them a recap. You said it was too fun. She is all into it.
I'm telling you, Kelly was like, my son is a freshman. And so the guy Ryan asked, did he wrestle? She said, no. Oh my gosh, I would have lost my life if my son was out there on that mat. She said, these kids, I can't call them kids. No, these are men. These are grown men wrestling out here. And I'm telling you, she was hilarious, but you can tell she's all in it. Then she talked about the guy who was at University of Michigan. She said that the mother must have ingested some water from New Jersey because the boy fights like he's from New Jersey. It was hilarious. She's all in it. I mean, really. So, Sabrina, when she was there with you, what was she saying to you when y'all walked in there?
Well, you know what? Kenny has been to their home. They're the nicest
Yes.
people, and they're just big wrestling supporters. And she's just the nicest woman. I like me some Kelly because she's down to earth. And she just, I mean, like she said, if her son was wrestling, she would lose all her hair. You guys, I got so many grays over the weekend. It's not easy being a wrestling mom. I didn't have a voice. I was totally exhausted. It just sucks all the everything out of you when you're watching your kid compete at that level. And then, you know, if there's 20,000 fans, half of them are cheering against him. That's just the reality. Half of them are talking bad about him. That's just the reality. And I was just like, okay, Sabrina, we are going into war zone. Get your game face on. Forget that.
Your
man
face was funny on
pre-poison
TV.
stuff.
Her face was like,
Okay.
I was like, Lord have mercy.
I'm sorry.
Kenny was cool.
gonna-
I tell you who wasn't cool though. Kennedy. Kennedy was not sitting down. He could not sit down. He was on his. He was like he was the coach.
Yeah.
He was on him
Yeah.
the whole
Yeah,
time.
he
He was
was on it.
Sydney. Sydney was cool as a cucumber. I never seen somebody
Yes.
Sydney Monday. Sydney Monday just sits there like.
Right.
Yeah,
Really?
she's our Zen. She's our Sydney is the calm, you guys. She really calm.
Yeah,
Before
she's
us, I
cool.
mean, we were all such on pins and needles, and I mean, anxiety was high. And somebody say something, I'm like, I don't know, don't ask me nothing. And Sydney's like, everybody just calm down. Everybody just needs to breathe. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood. Whatever happens, happens. It's God's will. And I'm looking for her like, no. And Kenny's pretty cool. He's really, I mean,
He's cool too.
considering he does an amazing job. And so we know that ESPN, they had said they want the family on the front row. And it really was our choice. It was our choice to go. And we had a family meeting. Do we go? Because we knew if it was great, it'd be a lot of excitement. If we lose, it's going to be some sad faces. Do we want that public display?
Interesting.
Do we want that public display?
We thought about
and it was a choice. We thought about it. And then, you know, Princeton made history by having 2 finalists for the first time ever in the school's history.
Wow.
And the mom texted me and she said, Sabrina, are you guys going down on the floor? And I said, you know, we've talked about it. We're going. I got outvoted because I didn't really want to. And so Kenny and Kennedy were all in. Yes, we're going. And so I told that family, we're going. And so they went. And, you know, it was just the first time for all of us in that for me, and with not for Kenny because he participated. He wrestled in that event. And so, but honestly, some of those families, when they lost, I understand there were a lot of tears, a lot of crying. I was like, nah, they ain't gonna be seeing me drop no tears.
And that's a big deal for Sabrina. When Kenny, I don't know what she's been drinking, but lately Sabrina been holding back the water faucet.
What were you gonna say, Kenny? What were you gonna say?
No, I said it's such a big moment. It's a big show, that final match. And you dream about that match. I remember sending a picture of that mat, you know, just a single mat with all the people around it, to the boys to motivate them, to inspire them. You got to see it before you can be it, right? And so I try to set that stage for them, you know, to let them dream about that moment, you know. And so even watching it like years before, like you always see the parents down on the floor. And you're like, man, hopefully we can. You know, we can have that moment to be down on the floor watching one of our boys in the finals of the national tournament. And so, you know, but as you're going through the tournament, I mean, Quincy had three 2-matches, 1-point matches. And one of those matches that he wrestled in the quarterfinals, the kid beat him the last time they wrestled. And he was the number 4 seed, and Quincy was the number 5 seed. And so he got the 4 seed place because he had beat Quincy early in the year in the dual meet. You know, in a one-on-one match with the schools. And so he was a 4 seed. So Quincy avenged that loss in the quarterfinals. So that was a big match. You know, that was a big match. He beat that kid 5-2. And so he had an excellent match. But every match, and his first match was a 3-2 match, right? And so it's
so
like
close.
Every round, it's a tough round. You just never know, you know, what's going to happen. You just don't know. And so, it was really exciting to watch him go through the tournament and get to the finals and have that opportunity to be a national champion. It's not easy for sure.
Just to get there, you guys. And this text from Quincy made it all worthwhile. The next day, after everything was over, we got a text from him, and he said, appreciate y'all. Meant the world having y'all Matt's side for me. And just think, we almost did not go down to Matt's side.
Wow.
But Kenny said, no, we're going. We're going. This is what it's all about.
You think about it, because you think about it as you go through the tournament, we got a routine, right? We have a routine. We get there at a certain period of time. We go get our water, we go get set, get to our seats, and we go through the rounds, and we've been winning. So part of that is like, dude, do we want to disrupt this groove right here? We've been right here, and we've been cheering, and he looks up at us after the match. He looks up at us and and salutes us and stuff. It's like, do we want to change that mojo, right? Do we want to change that deal, right? So part of that is like, dude, I'm gonna stay right here. We've been winning in this chair. And, but then, to be down there and have him come out, I mean, the way they announced those wrestlers in final matches is so amazing. And the announcer loved saying Quincy Monday's name. He build it up and he goes, and coming to the mat now, it's Quincy Monday.
Wait, Kenny, we gotta go back to that. We have to go back to the ESPN. But Daryl's on the line, right? Daryl's on the line, and we need to hear that. But Kenny, we got to go back to that after Daryl, because that was so good.
Okay. Okay.
Daryl's on the line. Sabrina, someone named Daryl's on the line.
Hey,
Daryl, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Hey, Daryl.
Hi, how are you?
Good. Thank you for calling. We got issues.
Oh, well, I'm happy to be here.
Excellent. Well, Daryl, we know that you wrestled. You are Chris Tuck's brother-in-law. I was at the house with you this weekend. You do a lot with young people in sports. One of your former students is a football player at Princeton. Him and Quincy are very good friends. We made that connection over the weekend. So, Daryl, what would you like to say to the people? What question do you have or what comment? Thank you for calling.
Well, it was just a pleasure to meet Kenny, being an Olympic champion, and watching your son. I got a chance to watch him on television. I wasn't there live, but I was able to tell my wife all about it and how wrestling is such a demanding sport, the most demanding sport there is, whether it's football, basketball, baseball, or anything. Nothing is more demanding physically and mentally than wrestling. And it was just such a pleasure to watch your son wrestle in the national championship match. I've seen state of Michigan championship matches that a lot of my friends have wrestled in, but I wrestled in middle school and high school, and I had to make a decision on what I wanted to do, and I chose baseball. But, it was just so amazing. I was able to explain to my wife, because when she went to the prelims with you guys, she said, "There's so much going on." She didn't keep up with it all. I was able to explain it to her as the finals came, and that was really great. But she really got all into it. But it was also great too that we made the connection that one of my kids played baseball for me. He's not just a elite baseball player, he's an elite football player as well, and he plays at Princeton, and he knows points and all that we all got to talk. And Sabrina, you got to speak with me. So,
that was fun.
That was great. And I'm hoping and waiting to see that you get drafted to the NFL. So all of this whole weekend has been exciting for me, and especially watching Quincy do something that hardly anyone gets the opportunity to do. To do what he did is amazing. I just wanted to say that. And the work, the time, the effort, everything is put into this is nothing short of phenomenal.
Yes. So few really understand what it takes to be an elite wrestler. I mean, the weight cuts, controlling the weight, the rigor of the strength and conditioning. You have to be strong, you have to be fast, you have to be smart. It is amazing. It really is. Yeah, thank you for calling. We're going to go to a break.
We got issues at 9 a.m. The Superstation. Thank you so much. Yes. Talk to you soon. Kenny, when we come back, we're going to kind of link it together. We're going to talk about the announcing your son, our son, on that big stage.
Yes.
Yeah. That's going down to that 4 mats, and then it was 1 mat. What a dream. What a dream come true. Didn't quite bring that victory home, but we ain't done. Like Quincy said in his Instagram post, we ain't done. We'll be right back. 9 a.m. The Superstation. Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. We're back just like that. Yes. Thank you for calling in. Thank you for viewing. Thank you for watching. We got issues every day during the week, Monday through Friday, 6 to 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We talk sports. We talk fashion. We talk all kinds. We talk about going to the NCAA Finals. Yes. Making history for Princeton University. Our son, Quincy Monday, is a pre-med major at Princeton University. We asked him to be on the show today. He's like, nah, Ma, you basically got to give me a little more time. I have a pre-med panel that I have to be a part of this evening. So ain't none of that just calling me 10 minutes before the show. And so we're very proud of him and the history he's making for himself.
Look at him.
For himself. Legacy, we're grateful for his dad for introducing him to the sport at 5 years old. But you guys, you're talking about a dream come true, talking about your son being on that center mat.
Autographs.
Signing autographs for people. It was just a dream weekend. So Kenny, talk about ESPN and the introduction and being on national TV. Our family from all over the country loved tuning in. We had a family chat going. Everybody was so excited. My brother flew in the day of the championship and said, you know what, YOLO, you only live once. This is a moment in time. I got to get there. He surprised Quincy and flew in the day of the championship from Atlanta. And guess what, people? Be ready. It's going to be in Tulsa, Oklahoma next year, Quincy's birthplace. The NCAA championships will be in Tulsa, Oklahoma. So, Kenny, we're going to go to you, and then we want to hear from Chrisette, her first big experience, what it did for her, and Bishop are now big wrestling fans. So talk to us, Kenny, about Kenny and then Chris, or Chris and Kenny. Go Chris.
Okay, well, you know what? I'm telling you, it was exciting. I didn't know a whole lot. It really was helpful because we ended up, Chuck wasn't able to go to the first match, but he was able to go Saturday night to the final match, and we were sitting there, and he was sitting next to an older gentleman, and Chuck was asking him questions, because we didn't know how the points, how he got points and whatnot, and the guy was schooling him. He told him everything he needed to know. And when I tell you, once Chuck understood it, he was all in. And it was so funny because as he was watching it, he was talking to me. He's like, man, I already know. I would have given up a long time ago. I just would have laid on the mat and said, hurry up and finish doing what you're doing so it could be over. So he was so impressed with the strength of these guys, the agility of these guys. We both left with a newfound appreciation for the sport. When I tell you, it just shows you, I mean, they don't quit, because at one point it was like this one, and then the other comes out on top. So I mean, I literally now feel like I can turn it on and watch with a little bit of education and be like, oh, I go to wrestling match. So I can't wait to go to the next one, because they did something where they said, how many wrestling matches have you been to? And they went up in 30 years, 40 years. And I was just amazed at the number of individuals who had been in wrestling matches for 30 years and 40 years. But then, we like recognition. They said, if this is your first time coming, stand up. I was like, we stood up, we were hollering, we were screaming. And I said, next time, Sabrina, I get to wait until they say, if you've been at least 2 or more times, stand up. And that's going to be me.
Yes. It was so good having you guys there. So good having you guys there. Kenny, talk about, we only have a few more minutes left, so talk about the bigness of the moment and them calling Quincy's name legacy. You guys, of course, on ESPN, they showed Kenny and his gold medal, and the son of Kenny Monday gave the history, the legacy, and such a blessing that you had 2 boys who took to the sport, because you do have friends who are high achievers, but their sons never wanted to see any part of the sport. So talk about how that must make you feel.
Yeah, I mean, it's an amazing journey. Of course, I had my own journey. And as the boys come up through their own careers, people ask them all the time, how much pressure do you have on your matches and that kind of thing, because your dad is such a great wrestler. And the boys they've carved out their own careers. It's really amazing to watch them grow through it and really learn and live their own.
I got to tell you this right quick. This is so funny. Kenny, we were all sitting up there, and a guy comes over, Monday, can I get your picture? So Kenny gets ready to get his picture taken. He's like, no, Kennedy, I want Kennedy's picture. Can you take the picture? We were cracking up. Okay, baby, go on with your story.
Sabrina gets such a kick out of that. She gets such a big kick. She's like, you can sit down. You can sit down now. No, but it's so amazing. That moment is so amazing, because guys, they get their own the music, the walkout song. Every wrestler gets his own walkout song, right? So it's really cool to see what the kids come up with, and but it's just it's an amazing journey. It's such a tough sport because those guys they have to
Okay,
make
go
weight
back,
every day
baby. Go
before they
back. He's
wrestle.
so modest. So Quincy chose the song "Stunting Like My Daddy." Okay, that was his walkout song.
Wow. Strutting like my daddy.
Yep.
He's
Stunting Like
surprised
My
about
Daddy.
that too because
That's
we had this other
awesome.
song.
Awesome.
He told us he was going to do this other song. We're listening to this other song, and he comes out with "Stunned Like My Daddy" song. So that was pretty cool.
Wow.
Of course, we were so
That's
nervous we
very
didn't
cool.
even quite hear the song, the walkout song. But yeah,
He's so
I
big,
tell you-
y'all. Quincy has gotten so big in such a short period of time. He's just like when I went, he wasn't nearly as big as he is now. And when he came out on that stage, and you know the way the ESPN puts him on TV, and I was like, wow, it's just a wow, ESPN. And they talked about your story so much, Kenny, and compared the boys. It was amazing. It's amazing the way they lifted up your family. It was inspiring.
Yeah, it's really grown. I mean, ESPN has just really started covering it in the last maybe 5 or 6 years, where they're putting it on prime time, and so we're really thankful that they are doing that now because people get to watch it. Such a big show, 20,000 people. But next year going to Tulsa is going to be so amazing. It just kind of worked out. I mean, that's where that's our birthplace. Ever since Quincy was born, all of our kids were born in Tulsa. So to be able to go back in Tulsa his senior year, when he's at the top of the level now, since Quincy got second, the guy that he wrestles is a senior, so he graduates. So the start of the season next year, Quincy will be the number 1 ranked wrestler in the country. He'll be number 1 ranked wrestler in the country, starting out. So that's how they start the next season.
What?
That's how they start. Yeah. He's the number 1 ranked. Then they'll rank him by how they placed. So that David Carr kid will be ranked number 2, and then it'll go down from there, right? And so then they keep those rankings until they get beat. Like if they don't get beat that whole year, then they'll start the tournament the number 1 seed. Like the kid that David Carr, he was the number 1 seed because he had won the previous year, and he didn't lose the whole year, and so he was the number 1 seed coming into the tournament, right? So Quincy will be, all eyes will be on, target will be on Quincy Monday next year because he will be the number 1 ranked wrestler in the country.
Wow, that's
wow.
Yep.
That
and
is
tell him
crazy.
you're right. That boy was so much bigger than my baby. That's right. That boy was huge. Okay. And he had a COVID year, a gap year.
He weighed in the same
come on.
time. He weighed in the same time. The same weight. He had to make the same weight. But that was
he
another
had 25.
thing.
But Kenny, you know that boy was big.
Quincy was out all last year. Quincy was out all last year because the Ivy shut down. They didn't have sports last year. And so Quincy missed the whole season last year. So he was home, and we loved because he was home all year last year, and I got to train him all year. So I kind of trained him up all year. So it was really good for me. It was good for Quincy to be able to train with me for a whole year instead of being in school, right? And so we love his coaches. We think they do a good job, but I got to train for a whole year, so that was really good for us.
You guys, this has been an amazing show. It's amazing because we're talking about my people, but well deserved. Michael, let's go out on that song. We hear Stunting Like My Daddy. You guys, we'll be back tomorrow with an incredible show. You gotta be here, same time, same place. Kenny Monday, thank you for honoring us with your presence. This was fun. Rio knows we talking about family. He's like, say something about me. Say something about me. Michael, crank that music up, Stunting Like My Daddy, and we're out.